All right.
Want me to open it as well?
If you want, yeah.
Okay.
So recording's already started. All right. So I had this idea a while back before I got super into more power scaling and learning about more verses, where the idea was going to be that you would have a main character from a separate franchise, normally hack and slash, since we're talking about DMC, be swapped into DMC games to see how far they get. This was a lot easier back in the day when the scaling chain didn't get so massive, hacks didn't become more relevant, shit like that. And, everyone basically scaled to low 2C, more or less. Yeah, so those times have changed, but we're still going to try and keep it, relatively, we're gonna give some concessions here and there for the characters involved for this sort of videos, just to make it a little more interesting to talk about. So we're doing Kratos, going through DMC3 for the first time. The scenario setup is going to be that Dante's just chilling in his office, and then Kratos randomly appears. Kratos probably assumes that Zeus sent him there or something, since we'll be using God of War 3 Zeus. And then Arkham attacks, and Kratos is like, okay, I gotta go fight them to get out or something like that, or if they attacked me. The reason for Kratos fighting them is not really too significant. It's pretty easy.
For clarification, this will be. Are we using end of God of War 2 Kratos or end of God of War 3 Kratos? Because if he's assuming Zeus did it, we could really use either one.
I guess we can use start of God of War 3 Kratos if you don't want to use Kratos' arsenal from God of War 3. Doesn't really matter, does it?
I mean,
wait, does he have the Newman does he have the Golden Fleece in God of War 2s or no?
He does.
Yeah, no, that Golden Fleece would be his main attribute here. Now, obviously, if you've seen our videos on this channel, the God of War quote-unquote experts we have here have a very different opinion on where Kratos scales. I do have a second video that will be released alongside this one. Very short video talking about what would happen if we tried to make it a little more lore accurate. Because unfortunately Kratos does not have too many resistances, so we're going to try and give some concessions here and there. We're going to ignore demonic energy corrupting things merely by coming into contact with it. We're going to be using VSB scaling for Kratos, since that's neutral ground, more or less.
Also going to have to nerf certain aspects of the demon's abstract existence so that Kratos can interact with him.
So we can talk about in the underworld, but I think even without nerfing it, I think Kratos could probably kill their physical forms, the ones they take in the human world.
For clarification, when the demons are in the human world, they're not existing in an abstract state anymore. That's only applicable to their forms in the demon world, because those are their true bodies, or at least the bodies that they make with their true powers. The ones that they take when they come to the human world are made of sand and dolls and things that are tied to specific human hands on. They could be made of cardboard or something. While some of them can be durable, for all intents and purposes, they are made of materials from a lower dimensional plane of existence. So they are all fair game to Kratos.
So yeah, when we get to certain sections, we can talk in a little more detail about what concessions had to be given to make this possible or work. But just to be clear, we are using VSB scaling for Kratos, which does put him at around likely low 2C or 2C, and also gives him infinite speed. For God of War 2, does that actually hang on? Does God of War 2 get infinite speed? Yes, it should.
Pretty much, because most of the arguments come from Helios or Hermes.
Yes. Yeah, imagine if he just used a fate tagging them as well as evading their attacks before they could react. So, infinite. So, alright. So, with all that said, that's more or less the scaling chain we'll be using. Yeah. So, I guess we'll get started. Oh, there's one.
Well, one other thing in the scenario, when Dante gets basically swapped, we're assuming Kratos just kind of spawns in Dante's office, right before Arkham comes in.
Yeah.
And the amulet somehow, some way, falls out of Dante's possession and around Kratos' neck, or Kratos wears it because he's like, oh, this looks interesting.
Dante only biologically appears. His pants are still in the office and everything. He's currently naked in the God of War universe.
Yeah. and and Arkham just gets in there, immediately recognizes that he's not Dante, but it's like, well, he's still got the pendant, so I mean, I guess that means I have to ambush him with the demons from another dimension. So the reason Kratos gets involved in the story is because he gets attacked by the demons,
Yes.
and he just wants revenge against Arkham. That is his motive for participating in the events of DMC 3.
All right. Yep. More or less. So I guess let's get started. So the first mission, probably Kratos' easiest mission to deal with, is just gonna be fighting some standard demons.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing too really crazy here to talk about. Kratos' arsenal could easily handle most of these demons. The Blades of Chaos have wide range, and again, if we give Kratos his like, well, so are we gonna give these Mire demons like infinite speed? Since like in DMC2, Mire demons can also like move in like time, like without time, basically.
So this kind of depends. Is that like certain demons can do it, and like when they're put in like higher positions, I say that's fair in that case because the demon world's encroaching. Usually, only specific or specialty type demons can move like at those speeds in the human world when the demon world's not involved. If they have actual like feats of doing it, because in the example with the Misra were only doing it specifically because the demon world had already started encroaching on the human world at that point. They were like way closer.
All right. Yeah. So at any rate, Kratos wins mission one pretty easily.
Yeah.
Nothing really too crazy going on here.
Why doesn't I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the mission selection thing, and they don't actually give me like a freaking like picture for the missions. I have to just remember them through memory.
So mission two is gonna play out similar to mission one. Kratos busts out of the office, sees more demons appearing, and just starts beating them
Well,
up.
this is where it deviates a little bit because now he has to fight the Hell Vanguard,
Yes, but Hell
and
Vanguard comes into like after the initial demon wave.
yeah, no, he comes after the initial
Yeah.
demon
So
wave.
Kratos' first challenge here would be the Hell Vanguard.
So the Hell Vanguard has direct statements in the basically has statements in the DMC3 like guidebook. It confirms that when he does the portal jumping, quote unquote, that people claim it to be, he's moving through a rift in space and time. It's not like a teleport or anything because he actually has a separate ability that's designated for that purpose. And this is also separate from the ability that he uses to come to the human world as well. And also, like the giant clock sound that he makes is what we're referring to. And he's moving at like full speed when he does it. So yes, he is moving through space and time with like raw speed. So depending on how you want to argue this, at the lowest level, he's kind of already got like better speed feats than Kratos. So I'm not saying that because like I want him to lose. I actually think there's probably pretty fairly decent handful of scenarios where Kratos can actually go very far in DMC. You just need to give him the right tools and put him in the right circumstance. The Hell Vanguard is probably not a good example. This is also confirmed in 3142's guidebook that he actually uses a special catalyst to appear in the human world, which means he's actually operating with more of his powers because he's using a very specific medium as opposed to most demons.
So are you suggesting the Hell Vanguard is above infinite speed?
Um, I mean, I would argue it's just a
Boo.
better infinite speed feed.
Kratos is faster than other infinite speed war fighters according to VSB. He beats Hermes and as well gets past Helios.
There are so many things wrong with that. Even if I agreed with that, like moving an infinite distance is not comparable to moving through like space and time across multiple dimensions.
Clearly, I made the right call calling you guys in. Truly. Okay, but like, so the Hell Vanguard does give like a warning though, so it is possible to react before he rushes out at you.
It no, it definitely does. It's just that the issue is that like so in this scenario, we're just assuming that the Hell Vanguard has like is struggling like maybe on the AP perspective, but he still has like problem is that he has the statements for his magical scythe being feared. Like it's considered to be deadly even to the other denizens of the underworld.
Yes.
So like we still have to, even if we give him some resistances, we still have to like reconcile that because the demons in the demon world still have resistance to demonic power, fucking them up, and they still are terrified of the Hell Vanguard. So
Kratos
like,
uses the Golden Fleece to block the attacks.
I think it's reasonable to suggest that the Hell Vanguard is probably going to score several hits on him at least. Like I'm trying to be optimistic here because I think Kratos is not. I don't think Kratos is an idiot. It's just the issue is whether or not he'd be able to react to it. I'm not talking whether he'd be intelligent enough to tactically do so, because I think he's probably better than the Hell Vanguard. I don't think the Hell Vanguard is that great of a fighter. He just happens to be a little bit more intelligent.
Well, the Hell Vanguard needs time to set up, right, in order to like teleport or move around. So like, can't you just argue that Kratos would just be on him for too hard for him to actually do it?
Well, so really all we need to argue that he would win is that he needs to pay attention to the first telegraph, because when the Hell Vanguard does when he does the space and time jump, his eyes glow blue, and you hear dong, and then you hear woo, and he goes flying through like the space rift.
Well,
That's
we
my
know
Hell.
Kratos can react to like attacks that go around him and behind him that he doesn't really see coming, thanks to the fight between fucking him and the twins because they teleport behind him.
Yes,
I,
he is.
I know they leave a trail, but like Kratos will be aware that an attack's coming as soon as the guy disappears.
Oh, so I would say this is a bit different in this circumstance. It might even be easier because the Hell Vanguard literally has like a portal that's kind of sitting in the wall or the ground. Like you can literally look at the ground of the wall and be like,
And
oh,
yet, it's still better than Malphus' teleport.
it's still better than Malphus' teleports. Everything's better than Malphus'
Yeah,
teleports.
so again, I do think that like unless the Hell Vanguard gets like an insta kill on the first attack, which would imply Kratos is not like at all aware or is not paying attention to his surroundings. Again, with this scaling in mind, I'm repeating that again so Kyle doesn't die from like pain. Then Kratos should be fine taking it out. Like unless of course we just assume the Hell Vanguard
He's,
gets like again like
he's
just an insta kill.
probably like again. I think it's pretty reasonable to say the Hell Vanguard's going to score at least a couple hits because he's going to get like at least the basis of like surprise in on him. Because the Hell Vanguard will keep doing like the normal strikes, and those won't work, and then eventually he'll just start teleporting.
Well, so the thing is, like, okay, so to be clear, if we're giving Kratos his like low 2C scaling or 2C scaling, he might be able to unironically one shot a lot of these demons.
Sure.
Mangler dying on the inside now too. He's joining Kyle.
Also, like, I mean, this is the kind of the problem of discussing where we get into like 4D scaling for demons, because like demons are fourth dimensional.
I understand that, Mangler. But Kratos is above standard, potentially fourth dimensional beings.
All right.
I hate you.
I mean, I guess.
All right. Again, like I'm gonna say unless Hell Vanguard gets like an insta kill, or because Kratos can heal back wounds as we do see in God of War 4. Granted, we don't see him heal back anything too deep. He can take sword stabs and come back like relatively easily, and so can
He
Zeus.
has like a low. I want to say like it's either low high or.
Well, like, so during, like, the Zeus fight at the end of God of War 3, Zeus gets stabbed repeatedly by the Sword of Olympus and then just yanks it off and is perfectly fine. So it's like, listen, unless an insta-kill occurs, I think Kratos can walk it off, unironically.
Well, perfectly fine is a bit of a stretch. He does walk away, basically ready to collapse.
Oh, well, I mean during the fight itself, because you can stab Zeus, like, multiple times in quick time events during that fight.
Well, I know, but if you want to go by what actually happens,
Wow. Well, you know what? When you pull up a novel, then you can tell me what actually happens.
don't even make me do that. They're not near me right now, but like, don't make me do that. I have the entire novel in my photo gallery.
All right, we're moving on to mission 3.
Okay, so mission 3 is a little. I guess it's more or less the same. He just runs into the Enigmas on the streets.
Yeah, real problem's going to be the boss once more.
Yeah, so when he gets to Cerberus, we kind of have to talk about Kratos' resistances.
What resistances?
So, as I have established in that video, the previous video in the God of War, why the God of War versus DMC match doesn't work, I made it explicitly clear that if you go by every single depiction of ice in the series, be it the novels, the guidebooks, or the games, not a single one of them quantifies how cold their ice is. And they're capable of freezing Kratos instantly. In fact, intense colds and areas are stated to be able to kill him in minutes. Cerberus's not only scales above the Frosts because he's not only a greater demon in general, and he's actually powerful enough to qualify for being a devil arm specifically. He was also sealed in there to be the gatekeeper of that tower by Sparta, so we would hold him in a significantly higher regard than a demon that Mundus just fapped into existence. And that demon that Mundus just kind of snapped his fingers into existence for, the Frosts are stated to be beyond the temperature of absolute zero. So they're not at absolute zero, they're well beyond it. Just being near them would kill you instantly.
Yes.
Cerberus's temperature is well beyond that, and he can freeze your soul and your core.
Well, according to Versus Battle Wiki, Kratos does have resistance to ice manipulation because he can break out of the frozen breath by the harpies.
Oh, yeah. So the harpies from Ghost of Sparta.
Stop it.
And keep in mind, like if we.
Okay, so go ahead and finish your point, Green.
Yeah, even if we use that, like I said, we can't quantify the temperature of that as being like cold enough. Even if we gave it absolute zero, like I said, the Frost would scale well above that, and the Cerberus scales to like ice that can freeze their soul and beyond.
So. All right. So I didn't tell you this. I did tell Kyle this. I was thinking of doing like a bit of like a 3 freebie system. So okay, so then as much as I do want to give Kratos
you want to be like here's like one. So are you thinking of adding like here's one condition and thus Kratos survives this thing? And
no. Just I'm just gonna skip it entirely. Okay, so to be clear, I do agree that Kratos' ice resistance probably wouldn't work on Cerberus. I think if Kratos could hit Cerberus from a distance without being frozen, but Cerberus' entire range is the entire arena you're in.
And it's a one-sided arena
because he locks you in. Yes.
Well, he not just that. I just meant when you enter the room, it's one way in.
Does God of War 2 Kratos have the bow of Apollo? Can I argue for Zoni? No. Okay.
No, I mean he's got basically the powers of Kronos, that little chain bolt thing.
Does he have any projectiles that he can just spam outside the room? This isn't Dark Souls after all.
There's the Spear of Destiny, which has like a ground slapping projectile that explodes shortly after it lands.
Are any of these like actual decent long range, or are they like short?
Barbarian Hammer has like slight tracking for some basic souls, but like it's not anything crazy. It's never been shown to clash with other projectiles, and it's not even valuable enough for him to have used it in cutscene.
Okay, so highly unlikely Kratos, even giving him the more generous VSB scaling, would win because of simply just being out hacked. Unfortunately, is that what you are suggesting?
Well, unfortunately.
All right, so we're just going to go ahead and say that Kratos is aware of his own weakness, and rather than going to fight Cerberus, he climbs up the tower from the outside.
He just does what Lady does. Well,
Lady shows up in Cerberus' thing, but yeah, we'll just say he goes... You don't have to fight Cerberus to get in. We'll just say he goes up. You'll just climb up to a different opening.
Not even untrue. Lady literally disproves the notion that you have to go through every floor of Temnagru.
Right then.
Yeah, no, she literally gives up like doing it multiple times. Like, fuck this, I'm just climbing this tower, even though it takes a toll on my leg, which just got stabbed earlier.
You know what? Instead of giving Kratos a freebie by giving up one of his 3 lives, I'm just gonna say that Kratos saw Virgil and decides to just go out to Virgil, so he doesn't even go inside the tower. He just starts climbing on top of it because that seems like the kind of thing Kratos would do.
Well, he did climb Pandora's temple for like 3 days,
Yeah, he's
so
got this.
I don't think it would be unreasonable to assume he has like the stamina to be able to like make it there.
All right, so we're just gonna use this for Cerberus because like yes, technically Kratos could skip all the way to mission 7 with this logic, but then if he somehow survives mission 7, he's gotta go back down anyway. So we're just gonna move on to mission 4.
He went through the rafters where Lady was, and then somehow landed in like
The hub
the
area.
yeah, like the hub area. I don't know how the fuck that works, but apparently Kratos is just like a master
The
traverser.
power of hope led him to the next location.
Let me
All
see
right.
if I can pull up the library for a reference.
Oh god, mission 4 has soul eaters.
No, it does not.
Oh, okay, that's the hard difficulties. Okay. So, mission 4 should be pretty easy for Kratos to clear. There's not
Yeah,
too
he'll
much.
start in the Chamber of Echoes, basically.
Yes. Yeah, he'll just make his way through. There's nothing too crazy to fight here, and I'm gonna be honest. The Gigapede's not gonna cause issues for
All it
the scaling we've
does,
given Kratos.
all it does is shoot lightning. So we given them the resistance to corruption, and then like problem is the Gigabeat doesn't have any like feats of like
Yeah, so
moving
it's
faster at this point.
it's not really gonna be a threat. So moving on
All,
to
yeah, all it does is shoot lightning. So he's gonna end up in
mission 5
where's it called? Why is
of
it does that?
Devils and Swords. This is the one with Agni and Rudra.
I believe he's stuck in so he enters the what's that room? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to go through the
He starts off in the Endless Infernium. Oh shit!
no, he starts
Is the Jester? Do we say he does the Jester fights or no?
yeah. Wait, no, he doesn't start off in the Endless Infermium.
According to this, he does. According to the
No, he should be starting off in the room with the
never mind.
where the astronomical board is.
Giant Walk
Because,
Chamber. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm pretty sure he can beat Jester. Well, actually, wait, he doesn't have any projectiles to force Jester to dodge, does he?
not really, no.
Can
I mean,
Jester?
all he's got is like the barbarian hammer tracking souls. And he's got like the Atlas Quake, the
Can
Euphrates.
melee attacking force Jester to back off? Because like if he has no projectiles, then Jester's got a pretty solid advantage here.
Can, but you got to hit him like many different times.
All right, so what you're saying is there's a chance.
Also, like Gesture basically does these weird flash stepping points around the arena, and the melee attacks are more effective at like forcing the dodge a set amount of times until he skates to the point of the arena, and then you can hit him multiple times after that. So I think he'll be fine. Gesture's just fucking around.
Yeah. And then we move on from there. So Kratos is not going to be picking up any weapons. He's not going to be gaining any demonic weapons. He'll just be gaining his own kit since he doesn't actually have the ability to make demonic weaponry. I'm already giving enough leeways as it is. I'm not going to give that many leeways.
Then he will make his way up to the Firestorm chamber after he gets to the Azure Garden. So this is, well, I guess we can kind of ignore the demons going Devil Trigger on the Actually, wait, do they go? No, wait, they don't go Devil Trigger on that. Never mind.
So by themselves, I'm not really seeing a problem here. I know Kratos' flame resistance is, let's just say, to be desired, but I don't really think he's gonna have any problems against Rudra.
Hmm.
Or are you gonna disagree? Are you gonna say the wind user has? Are you gonna say Kratos can't resist a couple wind strikes now?
I mean,
Oh my god.
just like problem is just like any kind of fire that's being produced by demonic energy. Can we assume it doesn't have like corrupting properties? Is got to be hotter than shining in the God of War verse. Like, I don't say that out of spite. I genuinely just say that because, like, the standard fire statements that we get in DMC are like, this thing is hellfire. It's like, okay.
Certainly not making my job easy, are you? Well, that is
Let's
true. The fire is all over the room, and unfortunately, Kratos does not demonstrate very.
How about this? If you think it's Hellfire, he gets like incinerated. If not, you'll assume he just clears
So
Agni.
a normal demon, so a demonic gate guardian has no demonic fire. Like it has. Let's be a little realistic here, man.
Uh,
All right, I
It's
guess
coin
we're
flip then. Decide via coin flip.
all right. I guess we're using one of Kratos' first 3 lives since he cannot clear this. Well, it'd be highly unlikely he clears legitimately because even if we want to say he can kill one of them,
Did
they
we?
double in strength afterwards when they get the second one. That's gonna.
Wait, did he not use his lives to get through Cerberus then?
No, I just argued he'd climb up instead of going through the front door, and we get 3 lives. So either way, we're at 2 or we're at 1. Take your pick.
Wait. Why in character would he climb up instead of going through the front
Fine,
door?
he's at 2 lives. Fuck it,
Okay,
doesn't matter.
there you go. Okay, so he gets to the Trial of Wisdom, the Trial of the Warrior, and what's
If
it called?
there's no boss here, then he can pass it.
There isn't a boss in Mission 16.
Mission 6.
Or Mission 6,
Having a
yeah.
lot of high hopes for this one.
Um, Kratos is pretty decent at puzzle solving, so you can probably get through the Trial of Wisdom. Trial of Skill is not anything like special. You just like dodge the spikes. It's not like he hasn't been in booby trapped rooms before. I think he'll be fine.
This will not be a problem for Kratos. There's nothing in these rooms that's
Um,
gonna fucking kill Kratos
the
outright.
only thing that could be a threat to him is the Trial of the Warrior, because it does devil trigger the lesser demons. But like lesser demons he's dealing with are just like basic sins at this point, which he'll have plenty of experience fighting. So I think he'll probably be fine.
Oh
Um,
boy! Mission 7!
was Mission 7, so he's got to basically go from the dark corridor. Also, at this point, he's going to have interacted with Lady, or Lady's going to get dropped off the side of the tower. And he will either reach out and grab her, or he will just let her fall.
She saved herself. We'll just say like she saved herself.
Okay. And then he travels all the way down. He just travels into the Heaven Rise chamber and then drops all the way to, I believe, the Divine Library.
Let's not beat around the bush here. There's not outside of mainly bosses. There's not really anything within the missions themselves for the scaling we gave Kratos that's gonna cause him significant issue, except for maybe the Soul Eaters. But even then,
Yeah, so no, the Soul Eaters would cause him great problems.
cause me great problems when I play this fucking game.
So then he'll get the Orichalcum or whatever the hell it's called.
Well, are the Soul Eaters in this mission or no?
No, they don't come along until mission 11.
All right, he's fine. Now all he has to do.
Basically, so basically he's gonna show up at the. He's gonna have to go all the way from the Divine Library to the. The hell is that?
Here, let me take a look. So it says Divine Library. Into the Heaven Rise chamber, into Pitch Black Void.
It's the lift room from the Sprinkles.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then he'll travel the Moonlit Mile.
Which is actually a really nice named area, but I don't think it's a full mile.
And then he gets to the Peak of Darkness. And the Peak of Darkness is the very top of Timinagru where the first Virgil fight is.
Okay. Now I'm going to need you to calm down a little.
Let me be very clear here. Even if I gave him every benefit of the doubt and ESB scaling, I don't think you can logically argue he's walking out of that arena. We also have another problem with this scenario, and that's that Virgil is most likely going to be bloodlusted. Because regardless of what you think or feel about the story, it is made very abundantly clear that Virgil does actually care for Dante as his brother. And he is now going to have been informed through his senses that Dante just got yeeted out of his universe inexplicably, and some pale-faced Greek, like, bald man showed up with his, like, brother's amulet, stole it, and is basically using it as a keepsake. Virgil is not going to be happy about that. Virgil is going to be very upset and very angry.
Okay.
So he's gonna be going. He was already gonna go for the kill, but now he's gonna go for the kill immediately.
I'm gonna use Arkham to save Kratos. Okay, let's first talk about a potential fight, and then I'll try and weasel my way to keep Kratos alive.
The potential fight is that Virgil doesn't use Judgment Cut in like the first 5 seconds. And just
why are you like this?
With the Yamato sheath.
Just that shit, not even the blade. Come on,
dude. Name me a fucking weapon in the or feat in the series where Kratos has been able to block an attack that stayed to cut through anything.
I am going to be generous once again, and I will say the Golden Fleece can block Yamato's blade.
The Golden Fleece will block Yamato's blade. Yeah, because he'll totally assume that Yamato can cut through literally anything and that he needs to block it.
Kratos blocks often? Okay, I'm gonna say Kratos' weapons can block Yamato for this scenario just to give... Listen, I'm trying to get him past mission fucking 8, come on now.
The problem is that even if we give him that, Yamato is like literally a fucking like... It's basically an Odachi or an X-Katana where it's longer than the average katana by like a good 1.5 feet.
He's not Sephiroth, who are you lying to?
He has a massive range advantage.
I believe the Blades of Chaos technically have more range.
Not in close quarters. And not at mid-range. Because he also needs to take time. Position.
You cut out there a little bit?
I said he needs time to retract the blades. And Virgil can just teleport to his position to ignore that. So Virgil's just gonna see like, yeah, all you basically use chain blades. Okay, so you have to throw them out, and I'll just wait until the moment you throw them out, or I'll cut the chains, or I'll just like I don't know.
He can't cut the chains with the blade. We're gonna be fair. We're gonna try.
Throw a summoned sword at it into a different location and teleport one of your chain blades away.
That is fair. That is a fair thing.
And I could also teleport you to any position that I want and teleport myself to any position in any combination. So with 3 swords, I could send like your weapons off the tower, you in front of me, and me above you.
Just to clarify, in this scenario, even if you don't consider like, because again we're using VSB scaling here for Kratos. Even if you don't consider Virgil being low 2C, Yamato negs AP difference, and on top of that, Virgil's speed would still be capable of fighting like at the speeds Kratos can move, since he can kill Abyss in his base form with no issue.
Yeah, he also scales above Dante, who can fight the Hell Vanguard, and he doesn't suffer any of the weaknesses that the Hell Vanguard has because he's actually a competent fighter.
While you're at it, you just want to give him fucking Ultra Instinct. You just want to mention that little chestnut.
Yeah, he also has that as well. I forgot to mention, Virgil basically has feats of analytical, like massive analytical prediction feats and like instinctive reaction, where he scales above the Angelos that were sent to kill him, that were specifically designed to study and fight him, Dante, and They were designed to fight Sparta, but they were designed around Sparta's skills and understanding of his powers, which were passed down to Dante and Virgil through their bloodline. And Virgil still crushed them. And Virgil also crushed a Dante who had to fight those enemies that adapted to him as he was adapting and still beat them. And he was able to crush that Dante. He was even able to fight that Dante to a standstill, even when that Dante was comparable to his level of power. So, in no way is like Kratos going to be able to throw an attack that he won't react to.
What if I say that Virgil beats Kratos, does judgment cuts on him, but Kratos manages to stay in one piece, loses the amulet, and falls off the side of Terminator Guru? Will that satisfy you?
How would he regenerate?
He can regenerate, Mangler. He can regenerate.
Are we going to mention the fact that the Sons of Sparta can negate regeneration?
No, we're not. No, we're not. Give him a chance, boys.
are we gonna mention the fact that Yamato can seal you away, can BFR you, um, can basically destroy your soul? I mean, see, like this is the problem is that even showing resistance to like all the demonic
Okay,
abilities and
okay,
nerf to abstract resistance and all these things,
okay,
this doesn't change the fact that his hacks are not good enough to
okay.
contain reverse.
What hacks? But that's not the
And
point.
any level of experience or skill that you think he has is trumped by Virgil's like five most broken passes, and that's analytical prediction, instinctive reaction, reactive growth, and power level,
All right, all
technique,
right,
mimicry,
all
and
right.
weapon mastery.
I'm
So he
using.
basically can fight any circumstance, copy any ability, react to any attack before his brain kicks in, and predict anything that you're going to do all before you do it.
I knew this was gonna happen because that's all true. But please, all right, fine. Kratos
And
loses his third life.
and
Let's just.
Virgil is also bloodlusted. So
You know, at this point, why don't we just say the second Kratos steps on the tower, Virgil just runs through like Nemesis just to hunt him down?
yeah. It's like, where's my brother?
All right. Kratos loses his third. Well, can I just say Arkham would save Kratos so he doesn't lose his third life, so he can make it a little farther?
I mean, how would Arkham save him?
Arkham steps in and is like,
why would Arkham save him?
Listen. It does. Listen, we're already giving him so many leeway. It doesn't even make narrative sense.
No. I'm just wondering, like, what would he save him with?
Fucking Arkham resurrects him after Virgil's done killing him. That works. Arkham survived the stab from Yamato.
I need to stay alive long enough to get to the layer of judgment. To
Listen. I need you to distract Kratos by you using you as a fucking pincushion again. Maybe Virgil will get tired. All right. I'm not losing his third life. Fuck it. Arkham saves him. Same way he saved Dante. Fuck it. Moving on.
So now we have all that we need. Kratos is over here in like 5 different pieces. You just see that he calls up a couple prides or something, and they just perform like surgery.
What is this? Something Dumpty? And all the kings put it back together again.
All of the horses, and you just see Gary in the background, and all the king's men, and all the prides couldn't put Kratos back together again.
Well, technically, a bloodlust to Virgil could cut Kratos into confetti, but no, we're not gonna talk about that.
Okay, so Kratos is
In
so angry
Leviathan.
that he runs off the side of Tim McGrew just as Dante does, and he gets swallowed by the whale.
You could just say Arkham pushed him off the edge to wake him up. You don't have to do it like Dante. We can just say he falls off the edge or something. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so then he basically skips mission 8 then, because the only reason Dante got swallowed by the whale was because he decided to jump off the tower as he was running and like glide for a bit.
Fantastic. Faded Memories is up next.
Okay, so now he has to basically get through to fight like Navan.
I'm not seeing anything crazy in this mission that's going to cause significant issues.
Yeah, like if we remove the demonic aspect, I mean, you could probably stun him with his lightning, but like I don't think it's anything that.
Well, Kratos can resist damage from lightning. He literally tanks Zeus's lightning like, well, not like a champ, but like he at least can like recover from it.
I'd say a better feat is Hephaestus's thing, where he shocks him with the Nemesis with, and he actually manages to like overpower it. And again, like actually overpower it. He doesn't like almost die to it and get back up. Like,
well, hang on, the novel's not out yet, Mangler.
No. He gets hit by it, takes it, and it's just like, nope, I don't give a shit.
Okay, so I don't think Navan's gonna cause any serious issues.
Also, the problem, like one of her win conditions being like you can drain your life, takes a little bit of time, and like she kind of throws out her arms like a big hug.
Oh shit! Well, hang on a minute. Kratos sleeps with like everything everywhere.
Well, I mean, I don't think she's gonna be able to like seduce him. Really, she's probably just gonna be like, well, Chris will just be like, hey, I've come here to reactivate the bridge, because for some fucking reason, apparently everybody that goes to that mission just happens to know that the mask is in the opera house.
Oh no, I forgot about something else coming up. Whatever, we'll get to it when we get to it. All right, so Kratos can probably beat Navan in this scenario pretty easily. Or
Then then we have mission 10, which is the job, I think.
yeah, is this the one? Okay,
No, no,
no.
no, that's mission 12.
Okay. You already know what I'm thinking
Yeah. So
of.
basically, he just has to get to the bridge.
All right, so
Um,
anything enigmas? I'm not really seeing anything
no,
crazy here.
no, no. He just gets to Arkham's body, and it's like, oh yeah, you saved me. Fuck
Yeah.
you. And then Lady shows up and is pissed off at him. He's like, did you kill him? And he's
No,
like,
no,
so
no.
what
Lady's
if
pissed off that Kratos didn't even like help her the first time.
Potentially we might see a situation where Lady might die.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Kratos is most likely going to beat the shit out of her or stab her outright.
He'll be like, "Why are you shooting these projectiles at me?" Um, and then we'll just try and kill her.
You know what? Kratos finds a door that needs to be held open and uses Lady to prop it open.
Um, I will also say that this technically fucks with the narrative a little bit because now if Lady's dead
It's
before,
fine. I've already given him so many advantages. It's fine.
well, I'm just saying if Lady doesn't get to the Light of Judgment, then Arkham's plan is like fucked.
We will say that the blood on Kratos from beating Lady to death is enough to activate the device.
Holy shit! Because if not, then Virgil's gonna get even more bloodlust. And
No, stop! I'm
I'm
trying to walk him to at least mission 20.
Justin's gonna show up and just be like, "I had a plan, but then that pale-faced bald man fucked it up by killing my daughter."
Or
And then
no,
just-
no, no. If not, Arkham brings his daughter's dead body to put the blood in. Fuck it. That sounds like something Arkham would do if he really is
Yeah,
desperate.
he throws like a magic blanket over there to preserve the blood, and like I don't know, like freezes it or something.
Fuck it. He gets the blood there somehow. All right. Kratos makes it through here. Mission 11, Revenge.
Okay, so he basically
Oh,
goes.
hang on. Soul Eaters show up here. Damn.
Yeah, he goes to the.
The Blade of Olympus! Can't hit the Soul Eaters.
I mean, so the problem is the soul eaters basically can just devour your soul directly.
I will.
Like they don't pull it out physically; they just chew on it and nom nom.
Power
nom.
of Hope saves him.
Well, unfortunately, demons have better conceptual and abstract existence. than the power of hope. But
We are trying to get. Well, hang on. Do you have to kill the Soul Eaters across, or can Kratos just like dodge them? Because Kratos probably won't die after one. We've seen that he can like take with the soul being messed with, so he can probably realize I shouldn't fight these and move on.
the problem is that
Shut
in
up,
that
there's no
example
problem.
with Hades, he's just having his soul like pulled, but he can still physically pull it back.
Shut up.
He's not having the soul being like consumed.
Why aren't you shutting up?
And we can't prove that he can just regenerate his soul like being like eaten like a fucking candy bar. Like we can't actually prove that. There's no feats that he did that.
Why are you doing
ever.
this to me? Okay.
So the
well,
Soul Eaters might actually be able to kill him here.
we're going to assume he just dodges them and gets super lucky.
Yeah, either that or they invaded a different corridor to attack, I don't know, another pale.
You know what? They don't even get involved because they don't even sense Kratos. Okay.
Sure.
We make it to Beowulf.
Okay, so Beowulf establishes that he can fight and beat DMC3 Dante. So no amount of AP is gonna have to save him here. He's gonna flatten.
No,
Kratos.
hang on. Technically, Kratos is stronger.
No, so there's a situation where he could win, and that's if like he throws the Blade of Chaos and cuts out his eye, because that is his win con for the fight. Is that if he's able to make Beowulf retreat, he gets to survive, basically. Which I don't think it should be that difficult, because like Kratos always aims for like vital organs.
Okay.
And he's probably gonna notice right off the bat, like, yeah, you're missing an eye, So,
And Kratos, being the honorable warrior he is.
what the fuck are you on about? He's immediately like, he's just like, oh, you're relying on one site. That's a weakness. Let me take care of that for you.
And Kratos, being the honorable warrior he is. Okay.
So basically, I mean, basically, like AP and speed wise, Bayo's got him beat. So if you argue he gets like a lucky strike or something, he gets to live.
Why are you making this so hard?
I'm not. I'm here to be honest.
That's why I shut up the other guy. Okay, so we're going to say he gets the lucky. No, actually, we'll just say. Wait. I can just argue Beowulf wouldn't fight him because Beowulf doesn't want to.
Wait, never mind. Beowulf, what am I even thinking about? He wouldn't even fucking be in there because he actually, if anything, this means that Mission 12's ending turns out differently because the only reason he shows up in the lair in that what's it called? The Years of Madness, the Altar of Evil.
Doesn't matter. Fucking the arena.
No. Hang on. The only reason he shows up in the torture chamber is because he smells Dante's. No, because he smells him.
Yeah.
Because he smells the. So he's probably not even going to be there. He's just going to go to the Lair of Judgment. Okay,
so Kratos bypasses the Beowulf fight. Thank God. I do not want him to. Listen, he has one life left before I have to call it. I'm trying to get. Oh, no, right. Yeah.
The problem is that when he gets into the torture chamber, he has to pick up the.
Yeah.
The Neo Haywire.
Listen. I know. Well, hang on. Has he resisted something like that in his own series?
No. He has never resisted his entire soul being drained away and irradiated. And keep in mind, this is a device that can drain away and irradiate the soul of a person that not only has significantly better soul resistance feats, but can also resist like people consuming their souls, such as the Soul Eater, and attacks that can damage the soul and just destroy them completely. Dante can waft those things off and is capable of living without a soul. But
hang on. I'm checking VSB for soul resistance.
I mean, you can, since we're using that version of Kratos, I guess.
Resistance to powerful nullification or absorption. Even after Kratos killed himself with the Blade of Olympus and released hope to the world, he was still brought back to life by hope. Also able to resist Fierce's abilities. All right. Power of hope saves Kratos.
I mean, unfortunately,
don't say
Dante still had
don't say it.
Conceptual existence and stuff.
Wait, hang on.
Because the problem is that souls in DMC are conceptual entities.
Shut up. Stop.
They possess. They hide like your mind, memories, and your name, which is the basis of your existence. And the Neo Haywire generator specifically irradiates and drains away that soul. So what this would mean is that even if he had the power of the hope, it would literally just absorb the power of hope.
Hang on. He can resist something that absorbs his magic. Come on.
That's cute.
Okay. So Kratos has lost his last life on mission.
Wait. Okay, so it gives him power in exchange for this. So I think here's the way we could do this. We could argue that the power of hope would give him enough time to get to the
power of hope gets amped by the generator, which allows him to stay alive, but he's not going to be able to heal the way Dante does.
He's basically in a perpetual state of
pure pain and agony. But
the Rage of Sparta. He's basically in a perpetual state of the Rage of Sparta. He's just in rage mode.
Okay. Listen,
we'll just screaming. He's basically just normal Kratos, except he's screaming like a berserker for like 13 minutes as he just runs through the level.
All right.
The trade-off is that he technically has to lose the power of hope here because it's draining it out of his body in the Neo Haywire generator.
Okay, fine. He loses the power of hope. Fine. But he doesn't die, so he still has one life left. The next mission can't be that bad, right?
Wait. So the problem is that this is mission 12. There's 2 obstacles he has to get through. So this is hunt or be hunted. At the end of this, when he crosses the bridge, he gets down the spiral corridor
and fights Gyrion.
He has
Oh,
to fight Girion. So
Kratos resists the time manipulation from the amulet of Ouroboros and the twins, so he can fight Girion.
is that actually what's stated in his VSP description?
Let me actually. Yeah. He can resist time stop, overpowered the ability to the amulet of Ouroboros several times in his fight against Castor and Paulus, which was also confirmed by developers.
So is he? Well, no, it's not actually.
Mangler, come on!
Actually, directly deconfirmed
Oh
and confirmed
my
he gets
god!
affected by it. But
You know what? Even with all your bullshit, we are still almost 50 times longer than Kyle's proposed idea.
I know. Okay, so hang on, hear me out here. Does VSB actually list any examples of him being able to resist like time manipulation, or what is it that like resist like an increased level of it, or like a more powerful version? Because Garion's time abilities can work on demons who are unaffected by time being stopped. It's natural state.
No.
Like he can affect beings who are acausal to the flow of time.
Listen. No, they do not.
Okay. Well,
we're gonna say Kratos dodges the bubbles because he knows better than to touch anything now.
Kratos just runs across the bridge.
Well, there's no time manipulation in the bridge, is there? Like in the actual normal run, like you just jump around the bridge.
There is.
All right, fine. We're just gonna say Kratos like swings like Spider-Man across the bridge.
He goes under the bottom of the bridge. He's like, nope. Don't want to deal with this fucking oars. Everything in this tower is way too weird. Fuck you.
Zeus has clearly been holding back the good stuff.
So the problem is that we can only keep doing this so many times until we realize the confrontation is unavoidable. Because the next mission is.
I'm well aware of what the next mission is, Mangler.
Okay, so you know that in mission 13, after he finishes his puzzle solving, he has.
I am well aware of what comes next.
Virgil, and Virgil in this circumstance is gonna still kill Beowulf, so he's still gonna have the Beowulf gauntlets.
Listen, the golden fleece can block Beowulf.
Unfortunately, the golden fleece only specifically blocks like projectiles, beams, and things of that nature.
It blocks everything. It blocked the blade of Olympus. It did. That one's not me. Like that one's not even flinch. It blocks in God of War 2. Remember when he beats up Zeus?
I guess that means it would block Yamato.
It will block the blade of Yamato. Yes, I have given that to him. This is his last life. Is there any possible? Wait, can I use Arkham to save him again?
No. Arkham is no reason to keep him alive at this point.
Okay, so listen, is there any possible argument for a...
No, because at this point, Virgil's gonna be infuriated with the fact that the fucker is still alive, and he's massively amped.
All right. So Kratos dies the second time, or third time at this point, but he's on 0 lives. He dies to Virgil, makes it through mission 13 somehow. We'll save residual energy from being resurrected last time. He can make it. Well, what's next?
Okay, so he goes back outside. It's just charge where you run outside.
All right, this is not what we're talking about. Kratos can make this no diff. Wait, okay, so can Kratos ride a motorcycle?
He'll just climb up the side of the wall.
Just takes a while. Okay, gate crash.
He just has to figure out how to puzzle smash, which again, not a hard thing to do.
Okay, 15, not too hard. 16. This never happened because Lady already died earlier to Kratos' rage.
So just walk there.
Energy. Fuck. What? No. We can
no.
We can do this.
Mission 17. The abysses show up at the beginning of the mission.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, hang on. Yeah. Kratos, after many extensive battles, has become a better warrior and can fight the abyss who are stated to never know defeat in times of war.
I'm sorry, but that statement and the inverse statement of the guidebook, which says they only know victory,
Kratos only knows Kratos victory too.
Heals them literally above every lesser demon in the series,
You
and
know
all of
what?
them
You
super
know
power.
what? You know what? Finding kill Kratos. I'll just argue he ends up in the underworld to speed up and skip Doppelganger.
Okay, so we'll just assume the abysses are downstairs, like I don't know, like partying, and they just forgot to spawn in at their assigned guard
The,
posts.
the the abysses did not sense anything. They needed to show up to fight.
So Dante still shows up, or not Dante, Kratos still shows up at the top of Temenagru at the apex, and he
Thank you.
runs into the doppelganger.
All right, easy fight for Kratos. He uses the head of Helios. Oh, wait,
Let's let's
wrong
be clear.
Kratos.
Um,
How smart is Kratos? Well, Kratos can use people's weaknesses, right? He'd be able to figure out that like the fucking switches, right?
oh no, he'll be able to figure out the switches, but the
Oh
problem is
no.
that we can't. We literally have direct proof that he can't interact with like shadows because of the head of Helios. Because the head of Helios confirms that when he fights the Siren Seductresses, he has to pull them out of the shadow by hitting them with Helios's light. The
Okay,
problem is that Doppelganger is entirely a being composed
okay,
of shadows, and
but
Dante couldn't interact with him, even though
until
Dante has feats of physically beating inanimate shadows with his bare hands.
okay, but hang on now, hang on now. The light helps him. The light makes the shadow solid. It makes
So
it physical.
even if he hits him with direct light, Doppelganger can still flood the entire room in darkness.
It's
He's not
okay.
able to nurse in the light.
It's okay. Well, to be fair, he does get staggered a little bit, and Kratos can use those to his advantage. And no, we are not giving the potential full ramifications of Shadow's description.
Or the fact that he's completely invincible when he's covered in shadows.
The blades of chaos are basically the size of the entire room. Kratos can hit those switches real lightning fast. don't say Shadow's faster than lightning. Okay,
Are we gonna cover the fact that Kratos has to fight a doppelganger of himself that doesn't die in 2 hits and is now invincible and can also hit him from below the floor with a massive ranged AoE attack?
Kratos uses his brilliant deductive skills and beats Shadow by a spamming light.
Right. So that detached severed
We're
head
so.
that he has to pull out in a telegraph manner in front of his body with the glowing fucking eyes is gonna beat an enemy that just has to slap his hands on the floor or pull his hands out or do literally anything or do nothing. And all of his powers affect the entire room if he needs to, or any portion of the room individually.
Okay, fine. You win. Kratos' journey ends here.
How many concessions did we fucking give for that? Like, good lord.
Like 20, not including the ones that got talked about. Kyle, you are now allowed to say something now that Kratos' journey has ended. If he wants to. I'm not going to force Kyle to speak if he's even still there. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, so just to be clear, there will be a separate video. Just to be clear, like we gave VSB power scaling since inherently that is the more accepted version of Kratos. That is not necessarily agreed upon here based on certain evidence found. But it would be very boring to do it in a more legitimate way where you just say like Kratos loses to everything. I will have another video up that basically talks about that relatively. And yeah. Do you have any closing statements, Mangler?
I would like to say that the result turns out differently for different scenarios. So, an example that I've mentioned, this is something that I think we should do more often, is that we take characters from outside of DMC and we put them in line with a faction under a hypothetical scenario like the Ouroboros Corporation from DMC2 or the Order of the Sword from DMC4, and we give them access to demonic power or manipulation of it. They can actually become strong enough to fight basically everybody in the verse, because then they're able to interact with all the properties of everything within DMC, and that just adds to whatever their arsenal is. I think Kratos would do significantly better if we put him in Nero's position as the Order of the Sword, and we just argue he lived in Fortuna for several years, and for some reason he's just like, yeah, I'm really chill with the idea of killing demons. Fuck demons. And then we we give him like an ascension ceremony. I think he would probably do really well in DMC because he would be giving a direct source of energy to interact with the demons in their true forms.
But we're never doing that, so don't worry. We'll see what happens if people are interested in that, maybe. But all right,
Let us know in the comments below if you're interested.
1 hour. I'm surprised we even made it this far. I don't think we'll go through one character per game at a time. So what I mean is like the next video I do for this, I did have fun. Whether or not they want to join me is up to them. Will be Kratos going through DMC 1. We'll say he had a bad dream or something. And yeah.
I thought we were going to do a different protagonist, but okay.
Well, I mean, like, so I could just like do the other protagonist to clear out DMC 3, but it's like, do I just want to like finish off Kratos' entire journey? Good God, it's gonna get worse when we get to Urizen.
Fine.
We'll finish the Kratos run through first. Hopefully, this doesn't cause too much controversy with how this goes. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day, and I'll see you guys on the next stream or video. Take care, everybody.